Hey everybody, 47 here and welcome back to the channel with another video of Marquee Matchup predictions. I have to say last week was kind of a hit. We got two of the big ones, Atletico versus Real Madrid and Spurs versus Arsenal. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't do Profits Explained because, well, Wednesday was the first day of the game. A lot of people didn't have coins. So I'm gonna assume and it was too much on top of the marquee matchups. So it would be really hard to get Arsenal players cheap and then flip them to be sell more expensive. So I didn't even try to do profit explained. I'm hoping that now that we're in the second week, people are getting more coins. They're more used to the market, more used to everything. I am expecting that we're gonna start flipping and making some money. That's what I hope. At least I hope I get them right. So let's start this video. Let's start with the first match. The first match, it's a very close one to me because if you know me, you know I'm a Benfica fan. Benfica versus Porto, it's gonna be one hell of a match. At this moment, Porto is in first place with 4 points ahead of Benfica, but Benfica has -1 game, and I don't like to assume that they're gonna win, but I think Benfica is gonna win, so I think they will be 1 point apart. This is the biggest game in Portugal, and we saw last week EA is keeping the marquee matchup segments traditional. So I said last week I thought they were gonna put the Saudi League, but no, they didn't put the Saudi League. They put the Feyenoord versus Ajax. I think that was the one. But I know I wrote on those files that the images that I usually put with so you guys don't see the video, But I put there that Ajax versus Feyenoord could be if EA made things traditional, which they did. So I think they're gonna keep it traditional. And I'm going to go with Benfica versus Porto. I think that's the one that they will choose for the first segment. Just get the Portuguese players from Liga Portugal. Then the second game. And I'll explain why I didn't put these players on this one. Because, well, it's a big game. It's two big teams. But I have a much bigger game, which will be the last one. And there is a Premier League one, which is the mandatory one. And I think they might do the players from the Premier League. But Juve versus Atalanta, why this game? There's also another big game, which is Milan versus Lazio, but they're very, very spread apart. In this situation, Juve has 11 points, and I'm getting crib notes, by the way. Juve has 10 points, and Atalanta has 1 point. This means that Atalanta winning, they will overtake Juve and at least go into European positions in 5th place. Assuming that Fiorentina loses, they will go to top 4. Juve needs to win to keep up with the top 4. And now I'm looking, what the hell is Lecce doing on 3rd place? They're having a very, very good start. But anyway, that's the way that I see this. I think this is going to be in. Because first of all, we haven't had a Serie A marquee matchup yet. And it's a very big game. Juve is Juve. Atalanta has been growing in the last few years. If you want, you can risk on players from either team. Okay, go for try to get 500s because the market is still a bit crazy. It's early game and so prices haven't settled that much. But try to go with players from either team and pray that they don't ask for a specific player. Then my third choice, Fulham versus Chelsea. They are 3 points apart. Chelsea has 5 points and Fulham has 8 points. Chelsea really needs to win. Chelsea really needs to win. And Fulham, they did a good campaign last year. They didn't start that well this year, but they need to do another big campaign. They have good teams. They have good players. So I'm going, this is my pick, but I will be honest, of all the four picks, this is the one that I am less sure. Okay, this is the least sure that I'm about. If there wasn't like I don't know, a hidden clause that it's a mandatory, needs to have a mandatory Premier League game, I wouldn't even put a Premier League game in this marquee matchup, and that's the truth, to be honest. But yeah, so I chose this one. My first choice would be Do Cordova Reed. I hope I said that right. Um, so he, as you can see, has several positions: right mid, left mid, and right wing. So this is a good investment because if the only problem is if they don't go with the formation with wingers. But even so, and the nation is not that good. But that means he's a bit cheap on the market. I think it was about 500 when I was looking at him. It was about 500. And yeah, you probably can make a nice flip on this one if Fulham is in and if they ask for players, because there's also that chance. Then for Chelsea, on the Chelsea side, I would go with Fofana, center back, French, very good nation. It's a position that's going to show up, definitely will show up. The only problem here is he's a bit expensive. For non-rare, he's 700, and that's one of the cheapest cards that I found on Fitbin. So you know how it is. It's going to be very, very tricky. But anyway, this is my prediction. One, don't buy one of each. Uh, go with either Chelsea or Fulham. I think they will do that. They won't ask players from both teams, in my opinion, because this will be the big match. This is the big game. Bayern versus Leipzig. Let me go on my notes here just to make sure. So, at this moment, okay, Bayern is in first place with 13 points, Leverkusen in second with 13 points, Stuttgart with third with 12, and Leipzig in fourth with 12. So, what does this mean? Okay, Bayern needs to win to keep the lead. First of all, that's what you need to do. They need to win to keep the lead. Because if they draw or lose, I'm pretty sure that Leverkusen is going to overtake them, or even Stuttgart will overtake them. Leipzig needs to win so they don't lose the top four, because they are in fourth place, and you have Hoffenheim and Borussia Dortmund right behind them. So they need to win to keep the fourth place. And if everything goes well, take the first place. Then Bayern and Leipzig are two monster teams in the Bundesliga. They've been playing very well for the last, well, Bayern, you know how it is, but Leipzig, like 10 years ago, you didn't knew who Leipzig was, because they were newly found or something like that. They're a very, very recent team, and the last few years they've had very good players. This year they have Xavi Simons, and he's been bowling his ass off. So yeah, that's I think this one of all of the predictions that I'm putting here, this is the one that that I think is gonna come out almost 100%, and it is the one that I will invest, and I will say in who I will invest in. Then for Bayern, I went with Sar, a silver player, which is cheap. I think it was about 500. There are cheaper alternatives, women. But I'll be honest, I haven't done my research, to be honest. But I don't know if you can use the Bayern female players and the Bayern SPC. That's on me, to be honest. But yeah, I would go with this one, and then I would go for Leipzig. I would go with Baumgartner. Yes, Baumgartner. That's a hard name to say. I will go with this one because it's about 450. So he's very cheap. If you try to do things during the night, he might be about 400, 300 to 50. And that's actually good because it means it will definitely rise. So that is my suggestion for the investment. And as you can see, it can be a cam, CM, or a center forward. So he has several positions. This is one of the things I'm going to bet this year on multiple positions players, because that might help a lot, to be honest, because of chemistry. But yeah, that's my predictions for the marquee matchup. What do you guys think? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Is there a team or a match that I totally missed that you think it's going to be in? Just leave a comment down below, okay? Just leave a comment down below. I'll try to respond. Thank you so much for being here. Please leave a like, comment, hit the bell icon. You know, all those good things that make us grow. And, oh god, I said that wrong, but anyway. Over there is my sub button. Over there is my latest video, which I don't remember which one it is. And over there is my Platinum channel that I'm still working on it. Bye.